Hello, everybody. We are here for the study session, so it's going to be a good time. This is going to be a fun time. We're going to go for about an hour, and we are going to cover some quizzes. We're going to go over quizzes. Last week, we had a really cool time with everybody going over some cool quizzes that were there. I think I got some of the stuff ironed out as far as how we're going to do this. I want to give you guys a big time 1 hour packed full of everything we can to cram in as much as we can. Now, real quick, I just want to let you know that we are going to have a really cool full session this Saturday, and the link is below. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, go ahead and sign up now. If you sign up now, you get 40% off, and the link is below in the comments. Please do that. We really want to get a lot of people in there. It's a great opportunity. We're going to crunch a lot of things, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you're going to need to know for the exam. When we go over this quiz, the way I've designed it is we're going to pick the right answer, and I really want you guys to put your comments in there and let us know what answer you think it is. Now, if we don't get a lot of people in this one section, then you can always come back and you can view it. It's also going to be on, the good thing about it is going to be on YouTube as well. So you can go ahead and look at it on YouTube, and it's going to be a great opportunity. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to go over this one quiz because I think we covered a couple quizzes last week, but I think it's real important we go over this one quiz that I think you guys will really get a kick out of. Now, let's talk about this. This is a big one. I'm going to go ahead and take myself off screen here in a little bit and have myself on there. It doesn't matter either way. But what I want to do is I want to go in and let's talk about this question. I can see you guys in the comments. Please comment below. I want to get all the comments I can. Comment below to try to answer this question. Now, this first question is going to be something that we should get. Now, I remember this actually being on my state exam. So this is something I really need to make sure you guys feel comfortable with. And this was actually on my state exam. So who appoints members to the Florida Real Estate Commission? Who appoints members to the Florida Real Estate Commission? Now, if you know it, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm going to try to get the comments the best I can from YouTube. Also, I want to see if we can get them in here on, let's see if we can go ahead and get them in here on our Facebook Live. That'll be good. So if you can get the comments in there, we'd like to see those. Get them going. So the first one, who appoints members to the Florida Real Estate Commission? Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be the governor. Okay, it's going to be the governor. And that one's going to be correct. Okay, let's go over and look at the definition on this. And let's talk a little bit about that. Now, the Florida Real Estate Commission was created to educate and to regulate real estate licensees, right? The commission has 7 members appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Senate, okay? Make sure you get that because that question could be a 2-part question, okay? They might ask you who confirms them. Make sure you let them know that it's going to be the Senate who does the confirmation, but the governor appoints them. The governor appoints them, okay? It's not going to be the DRE superintendent, nor is it going to be the Florida legislature, nor is it going to be the commissioner. All right. So all good work. If you get some comments, if you're in the section below, please put some information there on the live. We want you guys to be participants in this one. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Next question. As a requirement to be appointed to Freck, a sales associate must have held an active license for how many years? For how many years? Now, remember, we're going to talk about it. There's going to be 7 members on Freck. There's going to be 7 members on Freck. Jody's got it on YouTube. We got you, Jody. Actually, we'll go over here and we can put it up here. You got it, Jody. The governor. Okay, the governor. Way to go, Jody. It's up there, okay, on YouTube. I like that. You put the governor. That was pretty funny on that one. I can show everybody, but typo's okay. All right. So the next this question is, as a requirement to be appointed to Freck, a sales associate must have held an active license for how many years prior? Now the answer on this one is going to be, anybody know it off the top of their head? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Put it in there if you can. All right. It's going to be 2 years. Okay. It's going to be 2 years. Now, let's go take a look at this. The 2 years is very important to remember. There are a total of 7 Freck members. Now, 7 Freck members. Okay. 5 members are professional licensed members. Now, remember, they are 5. Good job, Janine. There are 7 total. 5 are professionals. Okay. 5 are professionals. We'll go ahead and put Janine's comment up there too, because it's kind of cool when somebody puts there. Way to go, Janine. Excellent job. Okay. There are 5 Freck members. Or 7 total. 5 of them are going to be professional. When they use the word professional, it means they're licensed. Okay. 4 of those must be brokers. They must be brokers who have held an active license for 5 years preceding the appointment. Now, one must either be a broker to make that fifth one up. One must either be a broker or they could be a sales associate. Okay. They could be a sales associate. So if you see that, you're going to have 7 total. I want you to remember that. You're going to have, out of that 7, you're going to have 5 that are going to be professionals. Okay. 5 that are going to be professionals. One of those can be a broker or sales associate, but they have to have an active license during the 2 years preceding appointment. Okay. They've had to have an active license during preceding the 2 years of appointment. Now, a couple things on Freck. There's a total of 7. I keep repeating this stuff because I want it to like stick in there. A total of 7. Okay. Two of those are going to be lay people. So when they say lay, that means they're going to be unlicensed people. And matter of fact, they can never have been licensed. So out of those 7, there's going to be 2 that are going to be just normal people. One tricky question you might run into, out of those seven, one person must be the age of 60 or older. Okay, 60 or older. So make sure you remember that. Okay, good job on that. Make sure to comment whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on, on YouTube. Now, I don't know if you guys are able to comment on this on the YouTube. I think you should be able to pop it in there. If you have a problem, just go ahead and just put it in there and look at it a little bit later. Okay. So remember, that's going to be a big question that they're going to have on the state exam. So they really know your Freck stuff. Okay. And you're probably tired of looking at that word. Oh, good job, Gene. We got it. Let's get a little shout out to Gene. Way to go, Gene. Hi there. Finally get into this one. Great. Good to have you in there. It seems like the YouTube works pretty good, and I kind of like that. It's a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more controlled. Okay. Now this next one. Let's go to this next one. I want to make sure I got everything on that one. The power to enact, revise administrative rules and bylaws, make decisions on questions regarding the practice of real estate is a responsibility of whom under Freck? Whom under Freck? Let's go ahead and see if you guys know this one. The power to enact, revise administrative rules or bylaws, make decisions on questions regarding the practice of real estate is a responsibility of whom? Does anybody know that one off the top of their head? Okay. Anybody know that one? Let's go ahead and go around it and see if we get it. Is it executive? No, that's wrong. Is it ministerial? Ministerial does, basically they do bookkeeping. Executive, they adopt a seal. So if you see something on that, don't get confused about it, Gene. Good point. If you see something on executive, they're going to be basically, think of the people that wear the suits. They go up and help out with, the seal. They adopt the seal. You'll see that word. The ministerial, they go ahead and do a lot of the bookkeeping. So it's not that one. Okay. Let's look and see if it's judicial. Let's see if it's that. Okay. Is it judicial? No, not quasi-judicial. It's not that one. Okay. Let's see if it's quasi-legislative. Okay. We got a little bit of a glitch there. Correct. It's going to be legislative. Now I'm going to explain this so you will not forget this. Okay. This is very important. The power to enact, revise administrative rules and bylaws, makes decisions on questioning regarding the practice of real estate is a responsibility of whom? Okay. Now think about it. In our state government, when you want to enact a law, it goes through the legislative branch. So this stuff is no different. So legislative, they're going to go ahead and they're going to make the rules, make the laws. Okay. When you talk about judicial, they're going to basically enforce them. So that's going to be help you out. Executive is going to be where people are sitting in an office. They might wear, I always like to explain it like they might just wear suits and, jackets and things like that. Okay. So they just do executive work. Ministerial, they're going to actually do the bookkeeping and things like that. But let's go ahead and look at the definition. So you get that. Quasi-legislative responsibilities include the power to enact, revise administration rules and bylaws, and decide questions regarding the practice of real estate. Okay. Now, it's okay if you get it wrong, but just try to remember when you get through these, try to remember that the word legislative, that is going to be for laws. They enact laws. And when they say quasi, they just mean they're quasi because they're not making state laws, they're making real estate laws. Okay, that's the only difference. All right, good job, Danielle. We got it. Good job. We're gonna put you up there. Way to go, Danielle. Nice job. And like Gene says, it can be confusing on that one. Okay, but remember, legislative, that's where they're going to make the laws. Okay, we're going to get that one when it comes to state exam. I know you're going to do very well on that one. Okay, now let's go ahead with the next one. We like doing these questions. Got to make sure we get this slides going the right way. Everything is good. The next one, brokers must notify DBPR in writing of a change in business address within how many days? Let's get this one. Everybody's get this one right. I know they are. How many days? Go ahead and comment on Facebook or on YouTube. We're on both. Let me know. Let me know. I'll give you a couple minutes to answer these questions. Danielle, let's see if we can. All right, we got it. Danielle put 30. Ashley, here we go, Ashley. Let's see if we got this one. Now, oh, there's Ashley. Jody got it. Good job, Jody. Way to go. I see Janine got it. Jean got it too. Good job, Jean. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Very, very good. Now, listen, addresses are easy. It doesn't matter. Addresses are super easy. Anytime you see an address, they have to be changed within 10 days, whether it's a business address, whether it's a real estate school address, whether it's your change of your personal address for your license, it's going to be 10 days. Okay. Lock that one in. Let's go over and make sure. Click the boxes. That's going to be correct. That's going to be correct. Okay. Just remember though, lock that one in 10 days. Great job. All right. The next one. This is something we have to memorize because it can get a little bit tricky. Okay. I'm going to give you a chance to answer this one. Which date is one of two dates in which real estate licenses expire? Which date is one of two dates on which real estate license expire? Anybody tell me? There's two dates. So, all right, Danielle, let's see what you got there. Danielle, let's see if it's that one's right. All right, Jean, good job. Danielle. We got a Facebook user. On the Facebook user, you just don't get to see your face. But that's, I don't know who that one is, but good job on that. Excellent. Ashley, good job. March 30th. Okay, let's take a look. See if we got that one right. You got March 30th, January 1st, September 30th. Let's go and see if we say March 30th. This is March 30th. We got a March 30th. We got a September 30th. Let's go ahead and see if we get this one. Let's go first with March 30th. Almost. Okay. How many months in March? How many months in March? There's 31 months in March, so that's not going to be the one, right? January 1st? No, we know that's not it. November 15th? Nope, that's not going to be it. How about September 30th? Okay, September 30th. Bingo, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here real quick, and the people who got it right, we're going to put your names up, okay? All real estate licenses are issued with an expiration date of either March 31st or September 30th, okay? Lock those dates in, March 31st or September 30th, okay? Now, it was a little tricky, but let's go ahead and whoever got that one right, September 30th, Ashley, good job. September 30th, Jean, nice job. Danielle, good job. Okay. Just because you got it wrong, don't get upset. It's just one of those ones you have to go back and study. Probably if you see this on the state exam next time, you're going to be like, okay, I remember what Tim said. That's our goal, just to make sure you guys familiarize yourselves with it. Look at as many questions as you possibly can, because you're going to see these same similar questions on the state exam. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, real quick. How many consecutive terms may Florida Real Estate Commission members serve? How many consecutive terms may Florida Real Estate Commission members serve? 1 term? 2 terms? Can they serve indefinite? Or 4 terms? Okay, I'm waiting for answers. You can do it on Facebook if you want. You can do it on my Facebook. I'm trying to see where everybody's at. Good job, Lucy. On that one, just remember, that's going to be September, but good job. Thanks, Lucy, for cooperating. Okay, we got a lot of 4s on here. We got a lot of 4s. Okay, let's make sure we lock this one in. I'm going to ask you another question. I want you to answer it. How many terms can a president of the United States serve? How many terms can a president of the United States serve? I want you to answer that one. Now, not how many years, how many terms? How many terms? A term, okay, a term is a 4-year gig, okay? There you go, Gene, you got it. Facebook user, good job. Lucy, way to participate. Love it. Okay, so from now on, you're going to remember this because it's the same exact as the presidency. They're allowed to serve. Let's go ahead and click on it. They're allowed to serve 2 terms, okay? 2 terms. Perfect. Yeah, we got a couple people. That's okay, Danielle. Listen, that's good. If you just think it's like the president, okay? If you think it's like the president, that's all you got to remember is that's how a good way to remember it is just that way, okay? So Danielle put up there, that's what I was thinking about, the president. You've got to find little ways to remember this stuff, okay? Practice is good, but little tricks are even better sometimes, okay? So just remember that. It's going to be how many consecutive terms? How many years are in a term? There's going to be 4 years in a term, 4 years. So you got 2 consecutive terms, okay? Now let's go ahead and take a look real quick. There is no legislative maximum number of years commissioners may serve, okay? They can serve as many years as they want, but they cannot serve more than 2 terms. So in other words, they're saying that they can come back and serve again. They can come back, but just like a president, they have to leave after 2 terms, and they can come back. So there's no maximum numbers of years. So if you see that on an exam, don't get tripped up on that, okay? Just go ahead. It's 2 terms. Commissioners may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms. Remember that. They can come back and serve again, but they can't do more than 2 consecutive terms, okay? Everybody good on that one? Okay, everybody good? Nice job. All right. I like your comments. I like everybody's participation. Good job, Lucy. Yeah, so don't get them confused. Terms versus years, okay? Next question. An involuntary inactive license becomes null and void after what period? An involuntary inactive license becomes null and void after what period? Is it 4 years? Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Sorry, Danielle, I'll put that up. Is it 1 year? Okay. How many years is it? Okay, we got 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. Janine's got 3 in there. Okay. Remember, your license, just like your application, when you submit your application, once it's approved by the DBPR, you have 2 years. Janine got Janine got it's Gene, yeah, Gene's got 2 and 3 backwards. Okay, good job. Hey, you guys are crushing this one. An involuntary inactive. Now, let's go ahead and see if we're right. We've got a consensus here on 2 terms or 2 years. All right, nice job. Way to go. I'm going to go ahead and put everybody up there and just get a little bit of kudos to Danielle, nice job. Ashley, way to go. Good job, Jody. Gene, you're doing real good tonight. Great job. We got Gene again. And we got a good Facebook user out there. Okay, good job. Everybody's doing great. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Which licensee may be issued a group license? This confuses some people. Now, remember, these are license laws and rules. This is a meat and potatoes of the state exam, so we need to definitely practice on this one, okay? This is definitely something we need to practice well on, okay? Which licensee may be issued a group license? Okay, is it an inactive broker, an active real estate, an active broker for several real estate brokerage entities, an unlicensed owner developer, a sales associate employed by an owner developer? Okay. All right. Let's get a few more answers. I want to make sure everybody's getting them in there. Get a few more answers. Okay, we have sales associate under owner developer. We have active broker. Okay, we have broker. Sales associate. Okay, let's break this one down a little bit. Okay, remember, a group license is designed for large companies that allow several agents to work in different locations. So let's talk a little bit about that. A group license is used for usually owner developers that have multiple locations. So let's just use Orlando, for example. Orlando has a bunch of different communities in Davenport. They could be in Kissimmee. They could be all over the Orlando area, right? They could be all over the Orlando area. Very important to remember that. When a owner developer such as Lennar Homes, DR Horton, WCI, all the big companies, they usually have an owner developer and they have agents that work at multiple locations. So when you have agents that work at multiple locations, what's going to happen is they are going to need a group license because they're going to be going from different place to different place. Okay. Everybody got that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at this and we will discuss it just a little bit further. So I want to make sure everybody's clear. Okay. Now that's going to be a group license. Everybody got that one. Which licensee may be issued a group license? That's going to be, we'll flip it back over so everybody sees it, a sales associate employed by an owner developer. When you see that word on the state exam, owner developer, associate that with, okay, associate that with group license, okay? Yeah, Danielle, I like that. I'm going to put that up there, Danielle. I've got to stop doubting my first answer, okay? A lot of times your first answer is going to be right. But sometimes if you go back and you think about it, you're like, oh, maybe I'm not. I think Ashley got it right too. And she came back with a different one too. Okay. Make sure you understand the difference. What I like to think about, Gene got the same thing. Gene, good one. Oh, gracious. I was good at the first one. Now, when you see the word group license, you want to associate it with owner developer. Think about it. When you've got somebody who owns a big community, they're going to have these agents moving to all different locations. They could be in Kissimmee one day, Orlando. Heck, they could be in Orlando. They could be in Tampa, right? They could even be in Tampa. So remember that. That's a good way. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. We're going to look at this little definition. A group license is sometimes issued to sales associates, or remember, it could be broker associates who are registered under an owner developer. Okay, owner developer. That can be a little bit confusing. I remember when I went through my real estate class, that was a little bit of confusing, but I think you're going to get it right next time. Okay. All right. Everybody's doing good. I'm looking at the comments. So if you see me looking over, I'm kind of just getting a little chuckle. You guys are really participating a lot, and I love it. It's good. That's how we learn. Listen, if you sit back and you don't like get involved and answer some of these questions because you're afraid to, then you won't learn. Guarantee that once you see it and you answer it, you do your best to try it, you'll remember it next time through. Okay. Next question. Which power is not granted to the DBPR under Florida Statute 455? Which power is not granted to the DBPR under Florida Statute 455? Okay, let's take a look at this. Now, 455 kind of governs the rules. So if you look at this, and they're kind of like 455 governs. Let's take a little bit of we'll take a deeper dive in here in a second. They're kind of like the people who kind of almost think of it as that this statute is kind of like the police. Okay, the police of the real estate world, 455. So they would issue citations. Okay, they would issue citations. They would investigate consumer complaints. They would issue subpoenas. But one we know that they do not do, okay, the one that we know that they do not do, notice that word says not. Be very careful on the state exam. Not. Okay, not. Who appoints Freck members? Okay, who appoints Freck members? Okay, who appoints them? There's only one person that can appoint them, and they're confirmed by the Senate, the governor, and confirmed by the Senate. Okay, so we know it's going to be this one. All right, it's going to be correct. That's going to be not. So remember, in this one, the powers that they can do, they can issue subpoenas, they can investigate consumer complaints. They can issue citations. All right. Is everybody good with that? Need thumbs up on that one. Good job. We're going to go ahead and look at this little definition real quick. The governor, subject to confirmation by the Florida Senate, appoints commission members to the 4-year staggered terms. Okay. So again, good one on that one. Got some good activity. Gene, got that one? Is it pronounced Genie? I just want to get it right. If it is Genie, just put yes. So we got is it, or Gene. Okay, there we go. All right, great job on that one. Just remember, watch out for. I threw a couple of those in there because they will have in the state exam which one is not. Okay. All right. Next question. Which commission responsibility is an exercise of quasi-judicial power? Quasi-judicial power. Now, whenever I see this, Gene, I got it. Thank you, Gene. Whenever I see this, I think of Judge Judy. Okay, it helps me for whatever reason. What does Judge Judy do? She like puts the hammer down on people, right? She like, this is what you do. Judge Judy lives in Naples here by us. We see her running around here a little bit. I'm afraid when I see her. Judge, don't put me in jail. Okay. So the commission responsibility is an exercise of quasi-judicial power. Okay. So let's look at it. We talked about who adopts a seal. That's going to be part of the executive group, right? Who regulates professional practices? That's going to be part of your ministerial services and executive services. who create and pass rules. That's going to be your legislative group. Remember, they create rules, they create laws, and they pass them. That's going to be your quasi-legislative. Your judicial group, your judicial power is going to be grant or deny applications. So anytime the hardcore rules come down, anytime of judgments, like I said, the gavel, if it comes down, that's going to be your judicial group, your judicial. Good job, Danielle. Gene, I'm going to put you guys up there. Good job. Whoop. Danielle's up there again. We got a lot of people on watching, so it's great. We got them on Facebook and we got them on YouTube, which I think YouTube's working out great. So that's good. I'm glad. It's a little bit better for everybody to get in there. Okay. I'm trying to keep up with Beatrice. Nice job. I'm glad to see you on there. Got some stuff in there too. Great. I'm glad to see everybody chiming in there. Nice job. I'm just now seeing them up there. Lucy, good job. It's great that you guys are participating. All right. Next up. Oh, let's go ahead and take a look at this one real quick if we haven't already. The commission, through quasi-judicial power, certifies an applicant as qualified before a license is issued. They grant or deny applications of licensure. Okay? Very good. You guys are doing all right. Okay, that's going to be the end of this one slide. What I want to do real quick is I want to just let you guys know that there are, and it's going to be in the thing, there is a really cool book series. And again, I like to sell you guys stuff, but I want to give you a good deal. For $27, you can get the link below. If you are signing up for the class on the weekend, do not go in and buy this, okay? Do not go in and buy this. You don't need to. I don't want you guys spending any more money than you need to. It's no need for that. Ashley, thank you for coming in. We're going to be back doing it again. It's been great having you on there. Appreciate it. Don't go in and buy this if you're going to do the Cram class. It comes with the Cram class, okay? It comes with the Cram class. So no need to do that. All you really have to do on that is, let me see here. Just want to make sure I get the other stuff queued up. On the other one, just making sure I get everything set. Yeah, there we go. We're good. Oh, good job, Danielle. Thanks. That's good. Jody, the only thing we have right now, we're putting together a podcast type thing where you can drive down the road. And we got Jody's comment here. Where you drive down the road and you're going to be able to listen to it. I think that's going to be a huge thing, but I don't have that yet. But we will have that coming out. But unfortunately, you're going to get your test pass the first time anyway, so you'll be fine on that one. Trying to get a few things here out to everybody. Danielle said she'll be there on Saturday to pass her exam. If you are not going to take the Cram course, okay? If you're not going to go take the Cram course, please get these books. Now, they're PDFs, but it's almost like, 85 pages, but it's vocabulary, which is crucial. And it's also books that are very important to, the one book is a unit breakdown. And what it does, it just kind of breaks down each unit where it's very easy to read it. It makes a lot of sense. And it just kind of goes through from start to finish on each unit. So it's excellent. If you can be there, please do it. We'd love to have you. Again, it's a great deal. The 40% off, it comes out to like $59. I mean, most other classes for the Cram are 100, 120, and you don't get all the material. Also, you will get a 430-page slide deck of all the slides we're going to be using. So it's going to be real good. Also, we're working on more stuff for quizzes and things like that. So we're really trying to get things going. The group is going very good. Have a lot of fun doing it. I sell real estate every day, but I like doing this and coming here with you guys and talking and having a great time. It makes for a fun day at the end of the day. Okay, let's go ahead and knock this out. We're going to be done at 7. I promised you guys it'll be about an hour. I don't want to hold you up too long, and we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, this is going to be exam quiz number 4. Exam quiz number 4, and we're going to talk a little bit about agency relationships. This is always a kind of a stressor for some people, and there's really no reason to get stressed out about it. Agency relationships, if you kind of think about it, and I try to put it in a little bit of perspective, try to make it a little bit easier for you to understand, it's really not too bad, okay? What I want to try to do, though, is kind of give you a little bit of things that when you see it on the exam, you'd be like, oh, I remember what Tim said, and that really helped out. That's my goal, okay? So let's go ahead with this first one. Which type of agency relationship is prohibited in Florida? Which one is prohibited in Florida? Now, I'm going to try to look for some of your things, some of your comments. Ah, we got it. Look at this. We got people already doing it. Okay, we got somebody. I can't tell you right now if it's right, but it's looking pretty close. Okay, let's get it. Get a few more answers in there. Oh, there's Danielle. Good job, everybody. We got a lot of people watching tonight. Dual agent. Excellent. Gene, good job. Dual agent. All right, let's go back over here. And everybody said dual agent, so let's go see if it's right. Bam, good job, dual agent. All right, very good. Single agent is legal, and we're going to talk about how to do that. Sub-agent, not really a term you're going to see. Special agent, that's there, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. Dual agency occurs when a brokerage firm represents as a fiduciary. That's a word you need to know. Fiduciary means we are giving them a big hug, but we're not allowed to hug 2 people at once. That would be dual agent. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'd like to try to give you ways to remember it by. Sell on the same real estate transaction. It is illegal. So now a lot of people are asking me, well, can I list a house and also have buyers come buy a house? Absolutely. What we do in that case, in 95% of all transactions in the state of Florida are transaction broker, right? Where we actually don't represent them totally and give them big hugs. We represent them at arm's length, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we proceed. Okay, so dual agency in the state of Florida is against the law. Okay, it's not permitted. Okay, just make sure you understand that. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. The next question, a real estate broker who works at arm's length, I kind of just gave you a little bit of an answer, arm's length for both the buyer and the seller at the same time is in what type of agency relationship? Work with the buyer and with the seller. Notice how I corrected myself. I'm going to kind of go up on the bigger screen here for you. This one right here is, you got to understand, when we sell real estate, 95% of all of our transactions are going to be transaction broker relationships. In other words, we work for the transaction. We don't necessarily work for the buyer, or we don't work for the seller. We work for the transaction. We work with the buyer and with the seller. And yes, if somebody asks us to list their house, we're kind of with those people that are trying to sell. But if somebody comes along at an open house and goes, I do not have a sales licensee, or I don't have a sales associate to help me, can you help me? Absolutely. We love taking those opportunities to help you, because guess what? You get your commission is sometimes doubled up. So instead of you getting 3%, you might get 6%, or instead of you getting 2.5%, you might get 5%. So remember, we actually work for the transaction. I do a lot of brokerage stuff. I have 50 agents. So I have to explain to them, like, listen, we do not work for the buyer, nor do we work for the seller. We work for the transaction. We try to help everybody work together to get the transaction done. And sometimes you'll find out a lot of your real estate professionals don't understand that, because if we don't get the deal done and we don't all cooperate, who gets paid? Okay. Nobody. Okay. If it doesn't get done. Okay. Great job, everybody. I'm going to kind of put you guys' stuff up there. Dual, transaction, We got that one there. That's not illegal. Transaction is the one we use, Gene. That's the one we use. No problem. Okay. Dual. Okay. Good job. Bunch of duals. Danielle, Gene. Nice job. Okay. You guys are doing outstanding. Got a lot of people watching. Let's go ahead and click it. Turn it over. That's correct. Boom. Now let's break this one. A transactional broker relationship is one in which the realtor can represent, or sales associate or licensee. I'll explain realtor. Realtor is not necessarily a title unless you're a member of association. Okay, so licensee can represent in a limited fashion. Limited fashion. We'll talk about that. Remember, we're at arm's length. Both the buyer and the seller in the same real estate transaction. The transaction broker essentially represents a transaction, not either side. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Is everybody pretty clear? Got a good understanding? I hope that helped a little bit. We want to make sure you guys are getting that clear because that sometimes gets confusing. Okay. All right, let's go ahead back to the next one. A transaction broker has all of the following duties with the exception of what? A transaction broker has all of the following duties with the exception of what? Can anybody tell me? Let's see if you guys can get this right. I'll give you a couple minutes to put in the right answers. Good job, Andy. Good to see you on here. Lucy, Beatrice, nice job. Okay. If I put like on there, it's not necessarily you got it right. It just means that you are participating, and I like that. Okay. A transaction broker who has all of the following duties with the exception. This is going to be the exception of which one? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this one a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this one a little bit. As a transaction broker, we have to do a lot of different things. Okay, there's two things that we do not have to be when we're a transaction broker. We do not have to be loyal. We don't have to have our loyalty with them. That's only going to be in a single agent relationship. Okay, in a single agent relationship, we do not have to be loyal, or in a transaction broker relationship, we do not have to be loyal. We also do not have to be obedient. Okay, obedient. Basically, that's going to only come when you have a relationship as a single agent. Think of single agent relationship as if you are married, right? You have to be loyal to your partner. You have to be obedient to your partner, right? That's the way to remember that. That is going to be a single agent. You are really with them, okay? If you are a transaction broker situation, which, like I said, 95% of all of our dealings in Florida are transaction, you do not have to be loyal. You do not have to be obedient, but we have to do all the other things. We have to disclose all known facts that materially affect the value of the residential property. That's always the case. So anytime you talk about any type of representation, we always have to disclose all the material facts. We always need to use skill, care, and diligence, okay, with the exception of non-representation. So with non-rep, you don't have to. We also, with transaction, we have limited confidentiality, okay, limited confidentiality. All right, so that's a little bit tricky, but all you have to remember is when you're talking about this and thinking about it, when you are in a single agent relationship, that means you are in a single relationship. Think of it as if it's your own partner. You're in a single relationship. They probably will not let you go do all those other things. You have to be obedient and you have to be loyal to them. Okay? Again, just a way to remember it. Everybody good with that one? Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see if we're right. Again, it says except, and I want you to get these exceptions and these nots because in the state exam, they will put those in there, okay? They will put those in there. That's going to be correct. Now let's look at this definition. Let's talk about it. Okay. For transaction broker, this is what we have to do. We always in every representation account for all funds. We always deal honestly and fairly. We always disclose all known facts. Those three are going to be for non-rep. Those are going to be for single agent relationships. Those are going to be for transaction brokerage. Those three will always be there. Now, when you get into transaction, you have use of skill, care, and due diligence, present all offers in a timely manner, exercise limited confidentiality. And what is limited confidentiality? People always ask that. Well, if I'm representing the transaction, I'm working with the seller and they say, listen, I'm going to sell this house for $400,000. I don't care. And they got it listed for $450,000. Well, if I have a buyer that comes in and says, well, what do you think they'll take for it? I can't go to them and say, oh yeah, they're going to take $400,000. I have limited confidentiality. I go to those buyers and say, hey, listen, I would put an offer in and see what they take. You can't give them the number. So you have limited confidentiality, not total, but limited. And then number 7, perform any additional duties that are mutually agreed upon with the parties. Okay. A lot of people ask me, what are those types of duties? Just the other day, I had to go over and look and check and see if we can get a screen enclosure. The screen was ripped. So I actually went over, I was representing, or I was working with, I should say that, remember to do that. I was working with the buyers in this case. I went over and I actually talked to the sellers and they asked if I had somebody that could fix a screen. And I gave them a number. They got it over there. I went over with the screen guy. They fixed it. Those were not people that I was working with, but we all have to do different things in the transaction to make it work. Sometimes people get a little bit frustrated with that. Don't let that happen, because guess what? If we do not work to get the transaction done, nobody gets paid, right? So we want to make sure we all work together. Okay, we all work together. Give me a thumbs up if you got that one going good. A lot of participation. I like that. This is going to be real easy. Real estate brokers are required to retain brokerage agreements and records for a period of how much? How many years? How many years? Give me the answer. Ready, go. Okay. How many years? Okay, I got 1-7. I got 1-7. I think that was Beatrice. Danielle got a 7. Gene gets a 7. Everybody's going with a 7. You guys are getting me nervous on that. We're going with a 7. Jody with a 7. Yvonne with a 5. Yvonne with a 5. 7 is the number of completion. And also the number of Freck members, right? Okay, the answer to this one, okay, you guys remember this, lock it in. It's going to be 5 years, 5 years, okay, 5 years. And we're going to talk a little bit about how it changes maybe. This is going to be for written agreements and records. Now, how many years if it's verbal? And it sounds weird, like how can they prove it? Verbal or oral is going to be for 4 years. It's going to be for 4 years. So if you see that on the state exam, 5 years for written, 4 years for verbal. Now, one thing you have to remember, Danielle got it. I'm going to put Yvonne up because Yvonne got it right. Yvonne, good job. It's going to be 5. Now, one thing that makes it change, if it goes to court, okay? If it goes to court, yeah, good job, Ivan. 4 for oral, perfect. If it goes to court, then after the court date, we have to keep the records for an additional 2 years. Okay, does everybody understand that? So say if it goes to court in year number 4, it's been in the records for 4 years, it goes to court, it finishes up with court, then we have to keep it another 2 years after it goes to court. So that's going to be one time where it's going to do that. Nice job, Yvonne. Perfect. If it's oral, it's 4. If it's written, it's 5. Okay. So if you see any of that stuff that comes out and says, hey, how many years is it? Just make sure you get that and lock that in. Very important. Okay. Very important. Good job, everybody. If you get it wrong, don't get upset. It's just, you got to just go back and next time you'll get it right. Because I guarantee you'll like, I remember that. I remember that now. Okay. Let's get this one right. Everybody gets this one right. Oh, wait. Let's go back real quick. Just want to make sure we're not forgetting anything. Here's I'm going to do this. Records must be preserved for at least 5 years from the date of receipt of money, funds, deposits, or checks entrusted to the broker. So as soon as you get those records, you got to keep them for 5 years. I keep everything for 5 years anyway. And it also can be in a digital format.
Say that again.
Oh,
sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
My iPhone watch is going crazy. I keep records for 5 years, and I always make sure I keep those, and they can be in digital format, which is great. Okay. Now, next one. We're almost getting ready to wrap this up in about 10 minutes, but we'll get through this exam. A residential sale is defined as a sale of improved residential property of blank or fewer units. Blank or fewer units. Let's get this one right, gang. Oh, Gene. What's Gene got up there? I can't tell you if it's right or wrong yet. I don't want to give it out. Danielle she puts up 10. Gene got 4 up there. Beatrice and those guys looking for your comments. Yvonne with 4. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. See if it's right. Whoops. Sorry, it jumped on me. Let's go back. Okay, let's go ahead and see if it's right. Correct. Good job. A residential sale is defined as a sale of improved residential property of 4 or fewer units. 4 or fewer units. Think of a quadplex. Think of a quadplex. Let's go ahead and look at this definition. Now, also, you need to remember this. Improved residential property of 4 or fewer units. Unimproved residential property. Now, this is all going to be residential. Unimproved residential property zoned for 4 or fewer units. An agricultural property of 10 or fewer acres. Okay, so remember those. That's important. Improved residential property of 4 or fewer units. Unimproved residential property zoned for 4 or fewer units, right? That's going to be one as well. Agricultural property of 10 or fewer acres. Okay, very good. Nice job, everybody. Let's go ahead and put everybody up. Like to show everybody. Good job. Jody got it. Good job on the second one. Yay, good job. It's 4. Got a little oops. Oh, good. I recognize these names for signing up for the class. If you haven't signed up for the class, make sure to hit the link in the comments. We want to make sure we get everybody in there. If you can't make the class, get the study guides. Again, like to help you guys out as much as I can. Okay, let's go ahead with the next one. All right. A broker's obligation to consumers with whom the brokerage firm has no brokerage relationship. Non-rep include the duty of what? Can anybody tell me? Very easy. We are not representing this person in any way, shape, or form. Non-rep basically says we'll put it in MLS for you. Or if somebody wants to go look at a house, we might open the door. We are not representing them in any way. But we have 3 obligations that we must make sure we do no matter what. Okay. Can anybody tell me which is the right answer on this one? Ready, go. I want my Facebook people to jump in. I don't know if I'm missing you. I think we got Beatrice. Oh, we got Yvonne got an accounting for all funds. Gene, accounting for all funds. Disclosure. Jody, that is not totally incorrect. That's good. Well, I'll explain it in just a minute. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and put some of these up real quick. Accounting for all funds. Good job, Gene. Yvonne. Good job, Yvonne. You got a lot right. That's good. You guys are all doing great. I'm just glad that you guys do it. Now, disclosure is correct, but not full disclosure. Not full disclosure, okay? So if you see it on the test, We don't have loyalty. Who do we have loyalty? The only time we have loyalty is with one type of relationship. One type of relationship. Remember, we're married. Single agent. Single agent. We have loyalty and we have obedience. That's the only time loyalty would come up. Limited confidentiality. No, we don't have that even. Think of it as if somebody calls you and says, hey, listen, I want to put my house on the MLS. That means up in the computer where Zillow and your MLS can get it and all that. We don't really owe them much. We just owe them the obligation of putting it up there. We are not representing them in any way. So we don't have confidentiality issues. We don't have loyalty. We don't have obedience. We do have a disclosure only if it's something wrong with the house that you know about. If you don't know about it, then you can't, you can't put it out there. That's material. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Make sure we're right. Accounting for all funds. Bingo. Okay. Accounting for all funds. Let's go ahead and see who got that up there. Gene. Let's see. Good job, Gene. Yvonne. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and flip this over. Thanks for participating. We got you guys on Facebook. All right. This is what we need. There's only 3 things we need when we're talking about non-rep. Now think about it. Non-rep is just, you're not representing anything. But any type of relationship has to have these 3 things. Non-rep has to have it. Transaction has to have it, and single agency has to have it. You always, and you got to think about this. It makes it pretty easy. You always got to account for all funds. You always must deal honestly and fairly. That's very important. We always must disclose all known facts that materially affect the value of the residential property and are not readily observable. Let me give you an example. I sold a house here in Naples. We knew that there was going to be a big interstate running through, or a very busy road running through the backyard. It was going to come within the next year or so. We knew about it. We had to disclose it. No matter what type of representation or relationship I had to disclose it because we knew it. So a non-rep, if you know something that is not readily observable, you have to disclose it. You also always have to account for funds, and you always must deal fairly and honestly. Okay. Very good, everybody. We got a couple minutes left. I think we got one more question. Okay. I think this is going to be the last one. And you guys have really participated and done a really good job. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. A real estate broker and the broker's associates are obligated to which duty in all 3 brokers' relationships? Okay. Which one must they do in all 3 of them? They must do it in non-representation, they must do it in transaction, and they must do it in single agent. Let's get this one right. I just went over it. I know you guys will get it. Which one must we do in every single one? Every single one. Every single one. What must we do? We just went over it. We must deal. Good job. Deal. Nice job. Danielle, great job. We've got Beatrice. Looks like she's on there. Joel. Honestly, Jody, I'm sorry, on there. Good. Excellent. Dilius, excellent job. Very good, everybody. Okay, real quick, I'm going to go back to my other stuff real quick. We have the class coming up on Saturday. Again, I don't want to keep pounding that, but we have it coming up. If you're going to take the test within the next 2 or 3 weeks, make sure you get on that. Okay, make sure you get on that. Very important. Okay. It's very good if you get on that Cram course. Study. One thing I need you to do is these questions are in the group, right? So you can go through these tests as many times as you want. very similar questions on here. I put it on this format because it makes it a little bit easy for everybody to see and kind of do it. Get those books. Go ahead and just order them. Like I said, for $27, it's well worth it, and everything's right there. Very good, excellent opportunity to get them. And the link is going to be in the very first comment there. So if you're looking for those, did everybody like that? Just give me a thumbs up if you thought that was a pretty good practice session for you. Thumbs up, or getting a little thank you. Thanks, Jody. We'll have one in September. We will have one in September. No problem. We'll have one for sure. We're going to try to do 1 or 2 in each month. Like I said, I just like to do them because it's fun. They're long. It's like 6 hours, but you get a lot of good information. And I like for you guys to go through. Thank you so much. I feel so much better after your sessions. Gene, you got it. A lot of the stuff, you got it very well. Danielle, thank you so much for participating. You were awesome. And it's just a good time with everybody. Okay. You guys were great. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Please leave the comments in there. And we've got a couple thank yous. Please leave the comments in there. Also, if you know anybody who wants to join the group, please give them an invite. We want to make that group really good. And once you guys get your license, you can come back and give your advice and talk to everybody and all that. So it's great to see everybody in here. We're having a good time. And we're going to be out, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for the great material. Yvonne, you got it. You got most of the questions right. So it's always a good time. All right. And we'll do a little bit. We'll try to get some audio going from like a podcast thing. We'll put those up, and we'll try to improve every day. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Stay in touch. We're out.